Thank you for recognizing our 18 months worth of hard work and persistence. We're really lucky to live in a city where the city council and staff are willing to listen to kids with good ideas and want to make a difference. You can be assured that just by recognizing us, we are able to have more credibility in the environmental community and spend more of our time changing the world around us rather than proving ourselves. We are proud to be the Region 8 recipients of this award and are committed to representing Region 8 as well. Thank you.
2 years ago, we won the EPA award for planting 59 trees on campus, reducing fair use mail, and revamping the entire school's recycling system that had been broken for 25 years. We're excited to be back here again for the second time winning the EPA award. The reason why we have been so successful is not brilliance as much as it is persistence. We essentially revamped fair use recycling system by rearranging standalone garbage and recycling bins into stations. Not complicated. But nobody fixed it for 25 years because of the bureaucratic hurdles that existed. Just to move around the bins, we had to get permission from the head custodian, the school administration, Boulder Valley School District maintenance, and our local recycler. Moving the bins took 2 days, getting permission took nearly a year. In our audit, we found the biggest problem was we had way too many trash bins and way too few recycling bins. We knew that this was the worst time of the recession, so our solution had to be cheap. With $273, we converted the excess trash bins into recycling bins. We used the money to buy our trash lids, we painted them white, used X-Acto knives to cut square and circular holes in the top, and we made our own recycling bins. So we knew that with the budget cuts, no one would pay to get us the official color-coordinated bins, and the local recycler wouldn't let us use non-official color-coordinated bins. So we conveniently forgot to ask for permission to do this, and after implementing our homemade bins and showing how effective it was, what could the local recycler say but nice work? We reduced the contamination by 83% and increased recycling by 42% in a school with 2,400 people, all for a measly budget of $273. Even after increasing the school's recycling output, we still couldn't get a larger recycling dumpster for months, so a lot of the recycling was just going to the garbage dumpster. So we spoke to the custodial staff and asked them to put the recycling overflow next to the recycling dumpsters. So the haulers had to load these by hand, and not surprisingly, within a couple of weeks we got an additional recycling dumpster. Through this project, we learned how to audit and improve waste systems, but most importantly, we learned how to work our way through these bureaucratic hurdles. The more layers we went through, the more we realized that the ones who are going to change the system are the ones who are willing to persist through these obstacles, and that had to be us.
The Net Zero Club mission has always been a driving force. When we began, we had 4 goals. We wanted to revamp our recycling system. We wanted to institute composting in our school. We wanted to get solar panels for the roof. The loftiest of these goals was that of finally getting an ordinance passed on disposable shopping bags in Boulder. We are winning this award today because of our success in persuading Boulder to pass a 10-cent fee on paper and plastic bags starting in July. Normally in Boulder, it takes about 4 years to get an ordinance passed. But with college on the horizon, we couldn't wait that long. So we embarked on a long process of faithful and repeated visits to the Boulder City Council. Each of us spoke every time we went, and we recruited more people from different schools. No city council member would reject a valid and well-researched argument made by kids. But after speaking at length at nearly every single city council meeting for 18 months, the members consistently went home half an hour later, which tends to be a good incentive for faster ordinance writing. We got our ordinance 2.5 years ahead of schedule. It was an eventful 18 months. We made headlines in the Boulder Daily Camera a dozen times. We were featured on the Channel 7, Channel 8, and the Channel 9 News. Even CBS News Radio in New York interviewed us. Before long, our story was picked up on wires and spread across the country on websites, newspapers, and blogs. We were big. But above all, we exercised a power that could not be challenged. The power that came with being on the right side of an issue. The knowledge that people would support kids with good ideas who wanted to have a positive impact on the world. Now, we did all this fueled by merely our own passion and ambition. Our budget was the price of stamps for the 14 letters to the editor we wrote. $6.14 was the cost of reusing 10 million bags from the waste stream in our environment and raising $400,000 for Boulder recycling initiatives. We understand that the EPA is facing significant budget cuts with the sequester. We make this point to illustrate the fact that we can all make a difference with just our pocket money if our belief in our cause compels us to do so.
We chose to address the bag issue not out of great concern for plastic bags, but rather due to great concern about our disposable culture. Our world has become immersed in this disposable culture, where we've made a habit of using something and throwing it away. We make things that are only intended to be used once, and we get rid of things before they're broken just because they're not cool anymore. And we take no time to think about the impact of these actions. Whether it's apathy or just believing our actions can't make a big difference, we continue this destructive behavior. So, how does placing a fee on single-use grocery bags address today's absence of environmental awareness? Good question. So, plastic and paper bags aren't just harmful sources of pollution. They're an aspect of our everyday lives that has come to symbolize our disposable culture of convenience. When the ordinance goes into effect this July, we will show the citizens of Boulder that we can make, collectively, we can make a big difference, and with very little personal sacrifice. This adjustment is so easy. All you have to do is buy a couple of reusable bags in the city while benefiting the environment. But most importantly, we will show the citizens of Boulder, people will become aware that everyday behaviors like using single-use grocery bags affect the global environment. This change in people themselves is a more powerful transformation than any new law. Once the city of Boulder has embraced this lifestyle modification, the citizens will be open to making more changes, like eliminating styrofoam and other environmentally harmful everyday materials. Change starts small and grows. Our initiative has sparked a lifestyle change in the city of Boulder that will have far-reaching impacts on the environmental footprint of our city and beyond.
As a sixth grader, I learned that every net zero club is I want to make a difference. My heroes are forward. It is these kind of leaders that make EPA the best. It is these kind of leaders that make Region 8 the best EPA office in the country. Continues with our next issue of interest, the environmental effects of synthetic chemicals on bees.
Plastic bags are the least of our environmental problems when we're living in a world whose food supply is in great danger. Honeybees are disappearing across the country. Beekeepers are losing 30 to 50% of their hives every year. And the likely culprit is the fastest growing class of insecticides, neonicotinoids. These pesticides are systemic, so instead of wearing off after a while, they are absorbed by the plant and incorporated into the soil. Neonicotinoids are believed to be the main cause of the disappearance of bees. This is no small matter. 1/3 of our food supply is pollinated by honeybees. Clothianidin is a neonicotinoid that is used on millions of acres of American farmland, and many studies link it to bee die-offs. Neonicotinoids, when applied to plants that honeybees pollinate, can cause bees to become disoriented, and often they cannot return to their hives. When France, Germany, Slovenia, and Italy suspended the use of clothianidin and other neonicotinoids, their honeybee populations quickly rebounded. After learning about this pressing issue, the Net Zero Club decided to become beekeepers and advocate for the banning of clethodim. If honeybees continue to die and cannot pollinate our food supply, we could end up like China, where overuse of harmful pesticides has caused the eradication of the honeybee and has also forced farmers to start pollinating by hand. Banning neonicotinoids worldwide would allow honeybee populations to rebound, preventing our current food insecurity problem from worsening. In the U.S. alone, 15% of the population does not know where their food will come from one day to the next. In a world of 7 billion people, we cannot afford to waste any part of our precious planet.
The pervasive spread of honeybee die-offs and the subsequent loss in food security worldwide is a very pressing issue, which we intend to take on with the same passion and dedication as the issue of plastic bags. But we can't do it alone. This is a global issue, requiring the persistent work of many dedicated individuals, perhaps requiring confrontation with multi-billion-dollar corporations. At the end of the day, we're high school kids, without a lot of resources, without a lot of free time. And when it comes to an issue like this, our power is very limited. And in the moment of humility in which one of us comes to that conclusion, we cannot help but think, man, if only I had a chance to speak before Region 8 of the EPA. Because they're the ones with some real power. Our world is slipping into a climate of rapid and reckless innovation. Driven by the lure of profit and empowered by progress in science and technology, people are becoming more and more capable of altering the world we live in. Perhaps we are unlocking power, which we do not yet have the discipline to yield. And so with nothing but respect and admiration for this organization, I implore you to be the voice of reason in an aggressively fast-paced and capitalistic world. I implore you to be the ones that ask not what is possible, but what is right. For while freedom is one of the most fundamental values of our country, the notion of freedom is too often translated strictly into unbridled free market capitalism, when in reality, the freedom to live in a world with clean air and clean water and healthy plants and animals and ecosystems is just as vital as the freedom to make money. Even on the small scale we're working, we've already obtained some sense of the tedium of bureaucracy. I can only imagine the frustration some of you must feel after years of having your ambitions curtailed by logistics and loopholes. But I encourage you to push through the bureaucracy because you might be the only one willing to do so. We hope somebody watching this speech will be willing to reassess the current registration status of coffee ended. We hope the U.S. will be able to follow the example of France, Germany, and Italy and take systemic pesticides off the market unless they can definitively be proven safe. The stakes are too high to do otherwise. Thank you.
There are so many hurdles to cross that giving up is far easier than finding a way to say we can. This is a battle between what is right and moral and what is profitable. But we have right on our side. The multinational marketing departments created doubt on their side. We've seen that movie before. Tobacco companies gave us doubt about the risks of smoking, and the energy companies give us doubt about the validity of global warming. Now, we are given doubt about the reasons for the disappearance of our honeybees. How do we stand up to that doubt and do what's right when all the pressure from Washington says to keep the status quo? To fix the recycling system at Fairview, we had to work around a custodial union, an inter-school district, a busy administration, and a controlling local recycler. We had many opportunities to say we can't. Many opportunities to give up. But we didn't. People told us we can't get a law on plastic bags. When the plastic industry and the Rocky Mountain Grocery Association tried to undermine us, we could have easily given up. But being right is far more powerful than anyone telling us we can't. Believing is far more powerful than anything. So together, let's act and let's do what's right. Someday, a 6th grade girl from Boulder might read a book about how we saved the honeybees, and she might tell everyone that you are her hero. So make it happen. Time is not on our side. There are hurdles everywhere, but we need to act now. We can and we must. Thank you.